Hello and welcome to the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. We're here at the Lady in Black tonight, getting thrown in time just a little bit. And as we do that with all the fun of the throwbacks, one thing to keep in mind tonight is that this is, after this race, it's only going to be 2 races before the playoffs. And with that, we'll head it over to where everybody stands here. As you can see, a lot of guys with wins tonight. Chester Gibson with the final transfer spot. Casey Shue only 14 points behind him for that position. And as we said, since it's Darlington, seeing a lot of cool throwbacks here tonight. Actually, everybody here in a throwback scheme. While we do that, I had another person join, so just going to reset everything, make sure everything is good. That driver was Cody Tabor, has joined the session tonight. And looking like our camera is a little bit messed up there. We'll get it fixed as quickly as we can there. But yeah, so far tonight, from what we've seen, it's been a fairly slick track, as Darlington usually always is. You can see just the amount of sunlight left on this track. Still going to heat it up just a little bit. These guys had about 5 extra minutes in qualifying. They got to take a little group picture and a little group picture there on the French straightaway with all their cool schemes there. And with Cody Tabor joining the session, that leaves 13 cars on track tonight. Sounding like our camera's fixed there. There we go. So there's a look at Thomas Bressy's car with the Pepsi Challenger. And as we said, I believe everyone here in a throwback tonight. Yep, even Cody Tabor in the AC Delco. What I believe is the old Kevin Hart. No, actually, Kevin Harvick. Actually, I can't. Not quite sure if that's Kevin Harvick or the old Dale Earnhardt Jr. Busch car. Busch Series car. So, you can see just about 6 minutes left for qualifying here tonight. And then we'll be set for 150 laps around the Lady in Black tonight. See Chester Gibson currently on the pole. About 6 minutes left there in the old Tide machine. Very famous around the Lady in Black here. Nate Lackmeet in second there. Not quite sure that's a throwback to anything. I haven't actually seen that paint scheme on any car, but nonetheless, it looks pretty old there with the old style font, kind of. Somewhat old. At least it's a different from what he's accustomed to running. Briar LaPrade there in the Elliott Sadler throwback for his City Financial throwback that he ran and won at Darlington this year in the Xfinity Series. You got Gunther Dadson right behind him. And an old Dale Jr. looking scheme there. Not quite sure when he ran that, or actually if he ran that. And then behind him, Trevor Elam. And of course the old City Chevrolet. Had to make sure I didn't make a Kurt Busch mistake there. Always cool from Days of Thunder there. Michael Skinner in the old Terry Labonte Kellogg's machine. A little bit weird seeing that on a Toyota. I almost said Chevrolet. But we did see Terry Labonte have half that car on a Ford, so can't be too weird there. You can see Richard Lafferty actually coming in. And just to make sure we don't break the ticker here. Just going to reset everything one more time. Oh, looks like we broke our camera again. To fix that real quick. There we go. Alright, so just about 4 minutes left now. And left off on Michael Skinner. We'll give you a walkthrough on what everybody's running here tonight. So I believe we left off on Jonathan Wall here. In an old-looking Menard scheme there in the 04. Jonathan actually making his first series start here in the High Voltage Racing League tonight. We have the 01 of Nate Lackamy there on the front stretch. Pretty weird seeing these guys, I'm assuming, getting loose there on the or out of turn 4 and then not being able to catch it on the front straightaway. Then you got Jonathan Christopher, which somewhat looks like an old Mobile 1 scheme. Not quite sure. Actually, no, that's not Mobile 1. Not quite sure what that sponsor is on that car, but either way, it looks pretty cool. Jonathan Christopher, again, making his first High Voltage Racing League start here tonight. Two drivers we've seen from the Hardline Racing Series, or the Hardline Truck Series, painted by Overdrive Graphics, and making their first starts tonight. Johnny Thomas looking like either no sponsor on that car, or could be a trading paints issue, but have to imagine not a scheme or not a sponsor on that car. But let's go to Tyler Hensley in the old Jurassic Park Jeff Gordon scheme there, in which I believe he ran at an all-star race. I'm probably wrong about that. I think I want to say he won in it, but again, I'm not too certain on that. Probably wrong, but Casey Shue in the old Baby Ruth scheme. One of the original schemes Jeff Gordon drove on a Ford. And then we see it on a Chevy Camaro tonight. Cody Tabor already mentioned in the AC Delco. And Richard Lafferty has not yet made a lap here tonight. So 2 minutes left in qualifying. And it's looking like Chester Gibson has a pretty good shot at it tonight. One thing to note, from what we hear, Casey Shue, again, 14 points out of that cutoff spot here, and he may have a pretty good machine here tonight. As whoa, saw Michael Skinner sliding at a turn 2 there. Looks like no harm, no foul on that machine. And looking at times here on the qualifying board, they can see they're pretty close tonight. Usually are here, and again, that should give us an idea of how good the racing is going to be here tonight. It's pretty cool, especially here at Darlington. Usually all the leagues now you can see are throwing on some sort of throwback scheme. It's pretty cool in the 3-wide racing series to be a part of some throwback races, but I have to say it's even cooler being up here in the booth and going to be calling one of these races. It's going to be probably a little bit difficult with all the new colors on the cars tonight, but either way, should be pretty entertaining, and hope you enjoy. Because I know I will. So 30 minutes left, or 30 seconds left there on qualifying here. You can see a lot of guys getting very close to that wall. Gonna have to see how many Darlington stripes are given here tonight. I feel that at this track, it's pretty easy to misjudge how much room you still have left at the exit of the corner there, especially exiting 2 there. It's almost like Auto Club, that wall comes at you in a hurry. So as qualifying counts down here. And it's looking like Chester Gibson going to get the pole here tonight, so we'll run through where everyone will start here. Chester Gibson on the front row, starting first, along with Nate Lackamy in second. Briar LaPrade third, Trevor Elam fourth. Thomas Bressie fifth, Gunther Dadston sixth. Michael Skinner seventh. Jonathan Wall 8th, Jonathan Christopher 9th, Johnny Thomas 10th, Tyler Hensley 11th, Cody Tabor 12th, Casey Shue 13th, and Richard Lafferty 14th. So while we wait for these guys to grid here, we'll try and get a quick word in with, let's try Michael Skinner here. Michael, you got a quick second to chat, my friend?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, it's obviously a special night here tonight with everyone running their throwback schemes here. First of all, how does it look from the driver's seat? And second of all, how is this racetrack feeling tonight?
Well, I gotta say, man, all these cars look really, really cool here. It's always great to see everybody participate in something that we put together. But for the track, it's Darlington. You got to focus more on the track than on everybody else tonight. It's very slick. The car gets a little bit loose, like in the middle of 1 and 2. It's tight in 3 and 4. Everything Darlington is still Darlington, no matter what cars you bring here. So, it's definitely going to be a good show. I'm going to try to keep it clean, try not to bounce off the wall tonight, and be there at the end.
Absolutely. We were mentioning it seems like this track almost feels like Auto Club, where especially off two, we're seeing a lot of guys kind of maybe misjudging the corner, and imagine that might be a trouble spot here tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're going so fast into turn one. We're pretty much wide open. So when we get to the center of the corner, it's like we don't have enough, almost don't have enough like side force to kind of hang on. But it works out and it's a blast. So it's definitely going to be challenging tonight with all these cars going side by side. But it's something that y'all are gonna have to watch out for all night is coming off two and the middle of one there leading to some accidents off two.
Absolutely. So as you guys take one to go here before the start of the race, we wish you the best of luck and might see you in victory lane here at the end of the night.
Thank you very much. Hopefully I take this number 5 Kellogg scheme to victory lane like Terry Labonte did so many times.
Yeah, one thing to note, Michael Skinner, actually the only car in the field changing his number tonight, just taking the 1 off that 15. So 1 pace lap around here, and then we'll be taking the green flag for what these drivers will probably feel 150 grueling laps around the Lady in Black. It's called Too Tough to Tame for a reason, and it's pretty tough to get around here. I say that from a driver's perspective. It's pretty hard to keep it off that wall and keep it in one piece. Not very often you get to finish Darlington in one piece. So pace car pulls off here and leaves the field in the hands of the 66 of Chester Gibson. Green flag is out and we are away. Pretty even start there, but it's looking like the 66 definitely going to have the advantage as we enter one. All the way around the high side, going to be probably the preferred lane around here. Entering high and then exiting low there. You can see all the guys having to crank it left to avoid the wall. As we enter 3 there, Nate Lackamy right on the back bumper of the 66 of Chester Gibson. And Gibson will lead lap 1 here in that Tide machine. And so far, looking like no problems around here. And you don't always hear that every day. Looking like Nate Lackamy had a good run at a turn 2. Have to see what he can do in 3 and 4 here. Remember Chester Gibson oh so close to that first victory. Smelled it a couple times here. Looking like he might have that final spot in the chase clinched should he be able to do better than the 23 Casey Shue here these next 2 races, but a win would absolutely lock him in here. Like Nate Lackamy trying to find a way around side by side to the quarter panel. No, Nate Lackamy does not have the position, but he'll try again in 1 and 2 here. Looking like the 17, a little bit of connection issues there. Nothing down the back straightaway for the 0-1. It's from the booth, it's pretty crazy to see how close you actually get to the wall around here. From a driver's perspective, don't really notice it too much because once you get into the rhythm, it's well, it's a rhythm. You don't notice it too much. You're more focused on the car ahead of you and making sure you don't run into him because there's not much room around here. As you can see, not much room for side-by-side racing into the corners. Looking like in the back there for the 7th position, or 8th position there. Looking like the 79, Jonathan Christopher tried to make a run on the 5 of Michael Skinner. But will not have anything for him. The 33, Cody Tabor, goes around on the back straightaway, collects the 25, Tyler Hensley. And who else? In case he's no, excuse me, maybe, yeah, Richard Lafferty, you can see in the old Harry Gant skull machine there with some damage. And that will bring out our first caution of the night. We'll go back and take a look at what happened. Just looked like Cody Tabor there, loose off of turn 2, actually on the apron there, and I think that transition got him. Wow, hard contact there. Both Johnny Thomas racing cars actually taken out in that, the 83 and the 88. Very unfortunate. You can already see some pretty good front end damage there on both the 33 and 25. 83, not too much damage there, but... And it's looking like everybody else going to come down pit road here. And this will give us actually a chance to check out our new graphic here. Might have some issues with it. Haven't really gotten to put it to the test yet. So tonight will be our first shot at it. So should we have any issues, we ask you to excuse them, as we're still working out the bugs with it. But Nate Lackamy, not going to mind him, as he stayed out. But off pit road first, going to be Chester Gibson. It's looking like Briar LaPrade maybe beat him off. Yeah, so a little bit of issues there with the positioning and everything, so maybe some work, or maybe just a one-time issue. We'll have to check around the next time around. These guys go down pit road, but either way, seen some pretty good racing side by side for the lead, and I thought Nate Lackamy was able to get by the 66, but it's looking like he's just stayed out, so gonna be an interesting strategy for him. I have to see how no tires plays out for that 01 machine. But as we already take one lap to go here, going to be taking the green on lap 10 of 150 here tonight. And this race should be fairly quick here. These guys whip around this track fairly quickly, so have to get a fairly counter at the end of the race here tonight, I guess. But not on track are the 83 and 25. 83 Johnny Thomas and 25 Tyler Hensley. They're still on pit road. Cody Tabor making his way back out, and Richard Lafferty as well. So we're going to see the pace car pull in this time, and it leaves the field in the hands of the 01 Nate Lackamy, just waiting for that green flag. And the green flag waves again. It was looking like a good start for the 01, but the 66 Chester Gibson comes back. It's the 18 Briar LaPrade looking like he didn't get a very good start there. 17 Trevor Elon there. I don't think that's real damage on his car, so I wouldn't mind that. Let's ride on board here at the 66 of Chester Gibson, as he's going to be able to get by the 01 here, possibly. Enter 1 here, nope. 66 gives it away. And he'll try it again. Good decision by him. Obviously, knowing too wide through these corners isn't going to be the best decision here. But a surprisingly good run out of turn 4 for the 66 last time around. So we'll try this time around to ride on board with Chester Gibson. It's See, ever so close. Might have hit it there. Maybe like a little bounce. And entering through, you can see just how good of a run the 66 gets on the 01 here. And now he's going to be to the back bumper and to the inside of the 01. So battle for the lead here. And it's looking like Chester's going to have it. Side by side into 1 and 2. Not sure how this is going to work exiting the corner as it narrows out so much. But they make it work. And put Chester Gibson back to the point. Now Nate going to have his hands full with the 17 Trevor Elam. And I'm surprised how well Nate was able to stay up there with those old tires. This track can take a beating on tires for sure, but you can saw just how big the closing rate there was with the 66 on new tires and the 01 on old. See a little bit of damage there on the right side of the 01. So he's got his first Darlington stripe of the night. We'll look back in the field here just a little bit. So we have a battle for the 5th position there between the 18 Briar LaPrade and the 04 of Jonathan Wall. Now here comes the 24 Thomas Bresci. So fast last week at Auto Club, trying to get another win in the books here for this 2016 season before we enter the chase. Heard someone just hit the wall there. Believe that was the 79, actually, of Jonathan Christopher. And he's actually pounded it pretty hard there and still up against the wall. .23 of Casey Shue there in the Baby Ruth car. Said he had a pretty good car here tonight. Looking like just struggling a little bit with the handling with that car right now. But we'll see if he can recover later in the race. So the battle for 5th is on again. Briar LaPrade now getting around the 8, Gunther Dadson. So move the 18, last week's winner, up to the 4th position. And Jonathan Wall will follow. So that'll move Gunther Dadson from 4th to 6th now. Possibly 7th, should the 24 be able to get up to the 8. See now a battle for the 2nd position between the 17 and the 01, side by side into 3, and the 17 will have the position. Nate Lackamy falling back just a little bit, but not as quick as I would have thought with those old tires, given they were only about 10 laps older than what everyone else had when they came down pit road. But another note on that, it's going to probably leave Nate Lackamy with 10 laps less of fuel here. So should this race go green a little bit longer to where we see green flag pit stops, going to have to see that 01 take the first stop, most likely. That 04 Jonathan Wall trying to put the pressure again on the 18 Briar LaPrade. Again, Briar with his 2nd win of the season last week. Could possibly see him make it back-to-back wins here, but sort of looking like, since the 9 Trevor Polo not in the field tonight, might see the 66 finally get a breakthrough win here. Currently pulling away from the field. The 17 slowly closing in that gap. And now the 18 will try and get to the back bumper of the 01 here. Oh, and the 01 in the wall just a little bit, so Nate Lackamy with his 2nd Darlington stripe of the night. And his 3rd now. It's also very difficult once you get into that wall to actually regain your rhythm there, so kind of breaks your focus on your race. So going to be very difficult for the 01, especially with his 10-lap older tires. Really, I think, to hold off the rest of these guys. But the 18 Brian LaPrade surprisingly putting a little bit of a gap now on the 04 Jonathan Wall. Now the 8 of Gunther Dadston will get around the 8 of, or excuse me, the 01 of Nate Lackamy. Side by side entering 3. And it'll be side by side exiting 4 here. And we'll finally get the position entering 1. Looking back just a little bit, Michael Skinner there in the 5. You can see just a little bit of damage there on the right side as well, so he's been in the wall. Don't think you'll see many cars here that have not been in the wall, at least by the end of tonight. Actually, you can see the 23 there. Keiichi's shoe looking very clean. And we've reached that point of the race where it seems like everyone's just kind of spread out now. And as quickly as I say that, looking like the 18 Brian LaPrade mounting a charge to get up to the second position of Trevor Elam here. We'll ride on board with the 18 and give you a lap around Darlington from his view. Really, through 3 and 4 is really the only place you're going to have to actually apply the brakes here. And 1 and 2, for the first, I'd say maybe 10 laps, don't really have to do it. I don't actually think you have to do much here in the B car anymore. It's more just letting off in the beginning, hitting your mark there, and then getting back into the gas. Maybe a little bit out as you exit 2. Yeah, 3 and 4 are definitely going to be the trickiest corners around the racetrack tonight, because it's much more narrow than 1 and 2. If you look on the map, this track is basically an egg, with 1 and 2 being the widest, and then 3 and 4 being oh so narrow. It's Thomas Bresci looking to get now the 6th position away from Nate Lackamy, so it's looking like old tires is the 01 just going to give it up here. Aren't really working out too well here, so would not recommend, I guess, staying out here if you get the chance. And now Nate Lackamy and really everyone knows that for later in the race tonight. Nate actually being able to lead 6 laps up in front, and then Chester Gibson was finally able to get by the 01. Speaking of Chester, currently out in front, 23 laps led here. As we have the 88, I believe, blown up on the back straightaway here. We're right on board. No, that car is still running. Possibly just in the wall. But with how bad that front end is tore up, don't imagine that car will be able to run for much longer. Heard another car in the wall back there. See the 25 Tyler Hensley might have gone into the wall there. He will come down pit road. And that will leave 10 cars now left on track. Now we saw Trevor Elam start to close the gap on the 66 of Chester Gibson, and now he's falling off just a little bit. He could either be wearing the tires out, or he might be doing a little bit of mirror driving, and because now the 18 Brian LaPrade has made up the ground on the 17 and slowly closing in that gap for second. As the caution is out, the 5 of Michael Skinner is around. Like the 79, Jonathan Christopher has some damage as well. So our second caution of the night now. And we'll take a look at what happened here. I have to imagine it was loose exiting 2 for that 5 car. Actually in the wall there. And just not able to save it. And here comes the 79, Jonathan Christopher. Okay, able to get by. So a 1 car spin for that. Very unfortunate for Michael Skinner. Talked to him before the race started. And now I imagine we're going to see everyone on pit road here. So to give us another chance to check out our pit road graphic here and give it a fair assessment this time. As yes, everyone going to stay or come down this time. See that 1 car staying at 33. Cody Tabor getting a lap back here. 18 Riley LaPrade to the outside of the 17 of Trevor Elam there. So the question will be, who gets out first here? I have to see if someone maybe tries to gamble here. With 2 tires. Nope, looking like everyone's taking 4 here. But the 17, Trevor Elam, is going to get out first. So you're looking like maybe just a little bit of work needs to be done with our graphics. So again, our apologies with that. But Trevor Elam was able to get off pit road first there. And you can see the times there. About 5 tenths better on that stop. The 17 was from the 66. So that'll put the 17 Trevor Elam out in front. Be interesting to see what he can do once we get back going to green flag racing. We saw he was able to start catching the 66 there. But now he's going to have the lead and all the clean air that goes along with it. So Gunther Dasting going to be stay in the 3rd position there. It'll be on the inside, looking like that may be not the preferred line on the restarts, but maybe the best in terms of lines to go around here. But we'll have to wait and see on the restart. Should be getting 1 to green this time around. That's just 1 to go. Is out this time. 17 Trevor Elam going to pick the outside line there. Going to be the best line in terms of getting into the corner. But the real question is going to be, can the 17 can the 66 bounce back from that loss of position on pit road? Or can we see a new leader here and start to pull away? Trevor Elam again looking for that first victory here in the 2016 season, as well as the 66, but the 18 Briar LaPrade right behind them already has one win, or 2 wins actually, under his belt here for the 2016 season. So pace car is off, leaves the field in the hands of the 17 there on the outside. So as we wait for the green flag here, it is back out, and we're back racing. A good jump there for the 17 of Trevor Elam. And he will have the position as we exit 2 here. 79 bounces off the wall a little and then gets into the 23. Casey Shue there almost had 3 wide. And you can see the 17, Trevor Elam, has lost all his positions and will go back to the 5th position. We'll take another look at what happened there on the back straightaway. I was a little bit busy watching the back of the pack there. Didn't quite get to see what happened to the 17. Actually, he got into the wall, and that causes him to lose all his positions. And now the 66 again pulling out his lead. Almost a second he has on the 18 Briar LaPrade. The 04 Jonathan Wall again on the back bumper of that 18. It seemed like that's where he's been all race long. See the 17 Trevor Elam there trying to get the position away from the 8 of Gunther Dadston. And now we've just single filed out now. '66 looking very dominant tonight. Already stretched his lead out to a second here. And the battle really going to be on here for the 2nd position. We'll go on board the 04 here. You can see he's been into the wall already. Through 1 and 2, see what kind of run he can get as we get onto the back straightaway. Seems like he's been chasing that 18 all night here. Hasn't really been able to get to the back bumper all the way. But we're already closing in on lap 50 here, so still a long ways to go into this race. So now 1.2 seconds here. The 66 has been able to pull here on the 18 and still growing. Back in the field just a little bit. You can see the 01 Nate Lackamy there trying to work his way back up through the field after losing all his track position, just staying out on old tires. And unfortunately got caught in a long green flag run there. Trying to run down the 24 Thomas Bressie there for the 5th position. Trevor Elam has made his way to the 4th position, so making 1 spot back. Gunther Dadston, actually the one he passed, has fallen all the way back to the 8th position. Luckily, Gunther already has his 1 win. Got it at Darlington, or excuse me, Daytona a couple weeks ago. So don't have to worry about him. The one who is still on the bubble here, the 66 of Chester Gibson, trying to get his 1 win here and advance his way into the chase. We're going to take a quick break here, but you won't miss anything as we're going to go side by side. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to the Darlington Raceway for the High Voltage Racing League, presented by RK Productions. Darlington 200 here tonight. 54 laps in the books. And as we fix our camera yet again here tonight, as you can kind of tell with all the schemes being run tonight, if you're just joining us, being warped back in time, Darlington. Usual tradition nowadays is to do some throwback schemes here on these cars, and if you're just tuning in, every car here tonight doing some sort of retro scheme. And it's pretty cool to watch from up here in the booth, and I hope on track or watching it from home, it's pretty cool as well. Trevor Elam has actually made his way back up to the second position. Saw just got a little bit loose there exiting 2. And now he's got the 18 Briar LaPrade all over his back bumper yet again. And the 04 now all over the back bumper of the 01. We've seen him having to race the 18 fairly hard there all night. And now it seems like that's kind of switched with the 01. And again, if you're just joining us, this 66, Chester Gibson putting down a blazing pace tonight. Has led 46 out of the 57 laps here tonight. No doubt been the dominant car here, and the one driver on the bubble here as we check out our standings here. You see Chester Gibson, the only one with the only bubble spot really in yellow are the drivers with wins. Trevor Polo with 5 wins on the season, pretty incredible, but he is not here tonight. And Chester Gibson might be able to lock himself into the chase. Currently 3.3 seconds on the field. Again, the 17, Trevor Elam, the 1 in second. But the real question is, how long will that be with the 18? Briar LaPrade right behind him. You saw the 17 scrape the wall just a little bit. This could be the run the 18 needs to get around. You can see Briar with a little bit of right side damage there, so he's been into the wall at some point. And again, I think it's going to be pretty difficult to find a car here at the end of the night who has not been in the wall. Nine cars left on the lead lap here with 90 laps to go here. Michael Skinner, last car on the lead lap. He brought out our last caution after snagging the wall, exiting 2 with a single car spin. Here comes the 01 now. Nate Lackme to the inside of the 17 Trevor Elam, so that'll push Trevor back to the 4th position. 18 was able to get by, and now the 01 Nate Lackme is. Trevor's actually the first off pit road. The pretty quick stop there, and back into the wall again. I mentioned earlier that once you get into the wall, it's pretty difficult to get back of that rhythm, and looking like Trevor Elam's showing that now. On just how hard it is to regain your momentum and your rhythm. But one man who seems to be having no problems following his rhythm is the 66 Chester Gibson again out front there. 52 laps led, and now we have a battle for the second position here between the 18 Briar LaPrade and the 01 of Nate Lackme. Nate into the wall just a little bit there, off 4. Doesn't look like it hurt the car too bad. Lackme was 6 laps led tonight. He was actually on the first caution there. Stayed out on track. And while everyone else came down pit road, he stayed out with old tires, was able to lead 6 laps, and then, wouldn't say fell like a rock, but fell fairly quickly. As we'll take a quick race recap right now with 64 of 150 laps tonight. We actually had 3 cautions for what I presume is going to be around 10 caution laps. And 4 lead changes here tonight. Saw a car smoking there. Might have been Michael Skinner. Take a look at what's happened to that car. Overall, it's been a rough night for this 5 machine. Michael actually removing the 1 from his number here tonight. Yeah, back into the wall, and oh, pretty heavy contact there with the inside wall. It's pretty unfortunate here. And just an update now. It seemed like Michael actually, with a broken brake pedal, could have possibly caused that incident, but interesting development there. See the 66 Chester Gibson getting around the 88 of Richard Lafferty. Seemed like that's allowed the 18 Briar LaPrade to catch up just a little bit, and he's closing that gap pretty quickly now. Was around 3 seconds, closed down a second, was under 2 seconds, and back under that. And from what we're hearing from Michael, that brake pedal actually started to stick and then went straight to the floor. So lost his brakes here tonight, and I imagine that's going to put him out of the race tonight. Very unfortunate. Michael Skinner won the first 2 races of the season, both the first Daytona race and Atlanta. Successfully locked his way into the chase, and seemed like the 66 Chester Gibson can't quite get around the 88 of Richard Lafferty there. And that's allowed Briar LaPrade to close down another second there. And just one last update on the 5 of Michael Skinner, feeling like the spring may be broken in that brake pedal. So again, very unfortunate for, I keep wanting to say the 15, but the 5 of Michael Skinner here tonight. We'll be back in the 15 next week. But now we may start to see a race here. Should the 18 Briar LaPrade be able to close up any more gap on the 66 of Chester Gibson? You see the 18 there into the wall yet again. We're right on board with the 18 here. And that little snag into the wall, you can see there, it's lost him about 0.4 of a second. Seemed like Chester was finally able to get by and pull away from the 88 now. And the 5 Michael Skinner has officially logged off for the night. Left the server. Or left the session, I should say. So you can see starting to close down that gap just a little bit now. Possibly into the wall there. Nope, was able to keep it out. So 0.9 of a second is now the gap. It's pretty crazy to see that 66 looking like he was able to check out just a couple laps ago, and now the gap down from 4 seconds to just under a second. 0.7 now. And here comes the 88 again, and now he's going to let the 66 go. I was going to say, I'm not quite sure why Richard was pushing on the leader so hard, but now he's just going to officially let him go and pull off the track for now. Not pull off the track, but let the 66 go a little bit. 0.4 of a second. Briar LaPrade is there. You can see the gap on your screen there. We'll take a look from the air here. The 79 of Jonathan Christopher right behind them. Jonathan is 10 laps down. And now here comes the 18 to the back bumper of the 66 now. And now the battle is on. Don't think it'll be much of a battle, seeing how quick that 18 is. Down the back straightaway. Now they're side by side here. 18 with the run, entering 3 here. The 66 with the better run on the top, but as we get to the front straightaway here, 18 actually having to fall in behind. So he'll try it again, try and get another good run through 1 and 2 here. I think maybe he just got a little bit loose there as he exits 2. He actually had to deal with the 79 of Jonathan Christopher there, so I find it pretty strange why these lap cars are trying to race these leaders so hard. Obviously, the lap cars having to come down pit road with fresher tires, but pretty unnecessary to be putting that much pressure on the leaders there. And the 18 actually gonna go down pit road, I think. Yeah, he's going to go down pit road. It was actually looking like he was aiming for that wall there. So some green flag pit stops now underway here on lap 80 of 150, closing in on 50 laps to go here. So this race winding down very quickly. '79 Jonathan Christopher now on the back bumper of the 66 Chester Gibson. Again, Jonathan a lap down. They'll put Nate Lackamy in the second position. 17 Trevor Elam will come down pit road as well. Briar LaPrade still on pit road, now leaving. And here comes the 66 now to pit road. Looking like that'll put Nate Lackamy to the lead here. And now we'll have to see who else comes down pit road. The 04, Jonathan Wall tries to come down pit road, actually going to slide out and miss the entrance. So we'll have to swing around, and that's going to lose him all the track position he once had. Take another look at that from a different view. Looking like he just had too much throttle or brake into it and just missed pit road entrance. It was looking good, looking like he tries to apply the brakes maybe and just slides out from under him, but either way, not too many cars coming down pit road quite yet. 18 Briar LaPrade, who came down pit road first, is going to be the one when everything cycles around, going to be the leader. Chester Gibson about 4 seconds behind and quickly closing that gap. Now you can see the 8 Gunther Dadson coming to pit road. Your leader, Nate Lackamy, when will he come down pit road? And then the 24, Thomas Bressy, again, still needs to come down, as well as Casey Shue, and then everything will cycle out. Nate Lackamy stays out for yet another lap here. And Chester Gibson actually quickly closing the gap on the 66, or excuse me, the 18 of Briar LaPrade. 1.8 seconds now the gap, and again quickly closing. As we start to close to 60 laps to go here, think we may see one more stop before we see the checkered flag, but have to wait and see. So 3 cars left on the lead lap. Those are the 3 who have not yet come down pit road. That's the 01 Nate Lackamy, 24 Thomas Bressy, and the 01 Nate Lackamy coming down pit road now. So that'll leave the 24 Thomas Bressy to the lead should he stay out. Looking like he might, no, he's going to stay out on the racetrack. But the 18 Briar LaPrade has company a-coming. That 66 Chester Gibson right behind him. And what a run we've seen out of Chester Gibson here tonight. So far has led 70 laps here. The most of anyone by a good margin. Looking like he may lock up the most laps led here before we end the night. And with Trevor Rapolo looking like he might be MIA. With Chester Gibson finishing second to Trevor so many times. I think regardless, looking like the 66 might have had it wrapped up either way if the 9 was here or not. With how quick this car is looking, it's almost looking as good, if not better, than 24 Thomas Bressy's car last week at Auto Club. That thing was so stout. Unfortunately, did not get the win, but it had a lot of speed, and the 66 as well has a lot of speed here tonight. So that leaves the 2 JT Motorsports drivers left on the track. 24 Thomas Bressy and the 23 Casey Shue. Casey actually fighting for that bubble spot, which might not even exist at the end of tonight. But 14 points out of it from the 66 of Chester Gibson, who currently holds it, but may just close down the deal here with a win tonight. So you can see the 23 Casey Shue right in front of these guys, so they're quickly closing on them. Chester Gibson, I'm thinking he gets some good runs here, just nowhere to go with it. We'll ride on board. You can see to the top, dimes it down, looking like he's going to have a good run here. He's going to pull out. What can he do? Entering 2 or entering 1, or will he back it down? He will. So the 24 and the 23 finally come down pit road. So put Briar LaPrade to the point, but for how long here with the 66 hard charging? We'll ride on board from above here. And the gap right there on your screen. think we might have to watch for a run here in 3 and 4 from the 66 of Chester Gibson. It seems like that's where he's best at. You can see all the way to the wall, gets back into the gas, and then dives it down to the bottom. Gonna actually put the bumper to the 18, Briar LaPrade. I don't think he meant to, he just know where to go there. Surprisingly, he doesn't try the dime in effect in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. Again, you're going to have to watch for 3 and 4 here. You can see the 66 all the way to the wall. And once he gets back into the gas, gets down to the bottom. But no run there. 18 can be able to hold him off here. 66 puts the nose underneath. Tries to get down to the apron there. And he's going to lose just a bit of time because of it. Lap car right in front of these guys. That was the 79, Jonathan Christopher. And with these green flag pit stops, that's going to leave 6 cars left on the lead lap. Trevor Elam with the last car on the lead lap. Here comes the 66. Chester Gibson tried to put the nose underneath, but the 18 will deny him. Surprisingly, with that missed pit road entrance from the 04 Jonathan Wall, he's actually going to sit 5th right now. 23 seconds back of the 18 right now. We'll ride on board here with the 66. The old Tide machine here as we close down or close up on 50 laps to go here tonight. Again, looking like we're going to have one more green flag pit stop. Or if a caution comes out, we might just see all these guys come down pit road and might see that be our last pit stop. I'm thinking that 66 might just have to try that dime in approach here in 1 and 2 because it doesn't seem like he's as good in 1 and 2 as he is 3 and 4. But again, these corners so much different from one another. So a small little gap separating these guys. As we close in on 50 laps to go, we're going to step aside for a quick bit, and then we'll take you to the checkered flag here at Darlington. Don't go away. We'll be side by side. New leader out here at Darlington Raceway. As you're watching the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions, Darlington 200 tonight. 45 laps left in this 150 lap event. And as you saw there, the 66 Chester Gibson was able to get by the 18 Briar LaPrade. Looking like LaPrade fell back just a little bit and now closing back the gap here as we close in on the end here. As we fix our cameras one more time there. Oh, and the 79, Jonathan Christopher goes around. Will this bring out a caution? He rolls back just a little bit here. Tap the wall. And he's going to stop, but no caution yet. And it's looking like we're going to stay green. Good on Jonathan for staying off the racing surface until he got turned around. Or when he got turned around, that is. He'll bring it to pit road, get 4 fresh tires on him. Yeah, most of these guys will just nail the gas and get turned back around, and most of the time that brings out a caution, but I believe Jonathan knew that and waited until the car got down off the racetrack and then turned it around. So good on him. And as we stay green here. Next time around, it'll be 40 laps to go here. And as we said, the 66, just as he's been all night, back out in front. 76 coming to 77 laps led for that 66 Tide machine. And again, with all these retro paint schemes, all looking cool. But I've really only seen one out in front for most of the night here tonight. You can see the 17 Trevor Elam, who got out pit road on one of our caution pit stops here. A lot of laps to go. And unfortunately, looking like he may go a lap down here tonight. Got back up to the second position towards the beginning of this green flag run. Unfortunately, I believe he got loose and will now fall into the clutches here. Now you can see actually both the 04 and 17 looking like they're going to go a lap down. So when they do, that'll leave 4 cars left on the lead lap. Gunther Daston in the 8. Going to be the last one on the lead lap, or on, yeah, last on the lead lap. And with all this lap traffic, I'd look behind to the 18 Briar LaPrade. What can he do to possibly get by here as we'll ride on board with the 18? Oh, you can see such a good run he's going to have out of turn 2. So much speed he had in the 04. Jonathan Wall going to pull off there. But here comes the 66 back on the outside. Back to the throttle quicker, and he's going to retake the lead. What a power move by the 66 of Chester Gibson. I'll tell you what, let's go back and take another look at that, because you look as they enter the back straightaway here, just the speed that 18 had as he exited too, looking like it was going to be all the 18 Briar LaPrade. Kind of got held up by the 04 there. And just the sheer power of the 66 getting back to the throttle so quickly and gets back to the lead here. Both able to get around the 17 Trevor Elam with fair ease. And again, that leaves 4 cars left on the lead lap here as we close in on 35 laps to go. Again, might be having to see one more green flag pit stop before the night's over. And this battle for the lead has been intense, to say the least. We'll ride on board here with the 18 again. It's really been a battle between these two guys all night. The beginning was looking like the 66 Chester Gibson was going to be able to walk away with this fairly easy, but now here comes the 18 Briar LaPrade trying to make it 2 wins in a row here for the High Voltage Racing League. Seems like his strength is in 1 and 2. That seems to be the 66's weakness. And here comes the run again out of turn 2. Down the back straightaway. It's 18 with the advantage, but watch the 66 on the high side. No, the 18 is actually able to clear him. And here comes the 66 trying the crossover. But put Briar LaPrade back to the point here. And with 33 laps to go here, I wouldn't call this race done. The 18 wiggles just a little bit off turn 2 there. Chester not able to take advantage. The gap there on your screen, just about 2/10 now. As we close in on 30 laps to go, we'll ride on board with the 66 here. That Tide machine been out front for most of the night. Now he's going to come down pit road here, and will most likely be the last stop of the night for the 66. So now Briar LaPrade, I'm imagining we'll have to follow him down. This time around, I don't see too much of an advantage of staying out for that long. Yes, he's going to come down pit road. That'll put Nate Lackamy to the lead here. As Chester finds his box. 18 will get to his. Now the 01 almost got rear-ended there by the 79 of Jonathan Christopher. But two cars who still need to come down pit road. The 01 and the 8, those are the only 4 on the lead lap here. And then once they do, everything should cycle around. Briar LaPrade still on pit road here. Question is, will he be able to beat the 18 off pit road? Briar LaPrade just getting off here. Chester Gibson through 1 and 2 there. It was close. Have to see how much of a gain Briar LaPrade can make in the 79. Jonathan Christopher around on the back straightaway again, but he gets the tow and will get out of the way. So no caution yet again. Kudos to the 79 for making sure this race is kept green. And you can see those two cars there, the 17 and the 88, very loose off the exit of pit road there. Or excuse me, off the exit of 2. So as we look at the 66 of Chester Gibson, 18 Briar LaPrade losing just a bit of ground actually to the 66 here. This time around, Chester Gibson with the 27.95. The 18 Briar LaPrade with the 27.99. So very close times here. And Briar LaPrade losing another second to the 66 of Chester Gibson. But Chester now battling side by side with the 01 Nate Lack. I mean, Nate still has not come down pit road. And the 66 just getting his lap back now. We've seen it's looking like Chester's car falls off just a little bit later into the run, but with 25 laps to go, I don't think it's going to take that long for that car to fall off. So the gap closing just a little bit here. The 17, Trevor Elam, actually turned around there on the front straightaway. Back up onto the track, I imagine we'll get a caution for this one. With a donut, and now the caution flag is out here. 25 laps to go. And very unfortunate that, thinking the 17 wanted that one, but either way, don't see really an advantage for 17. Don't imagine it was wheel spin that made him turn around that much. Saw the 17 able to, or excuse me, the 79 be able to do the same thing, but either way here, Nate Lackamy going to be able to come down pit road here. Going to lose spots, I believe, to the 66 and 18. Don't believe they'll want to come down pit road after just coming down. You can see the 18, Briar LaPrade, there right behind him, staying out, actually, to get the lucky dog here. So, luckily for these guys, when Briar comes back around, there's only going to be 4 cars left on the lead lap here. Gunther Daston will also come down pit road here. And Chester Gibson actually coming down pit road as well. So with that, we might see Briar LaPrade come down pit road as well, just get fresh tires, and then finish it out here tonight. We take the green. I imagine it's going to be 20 laps to go. So we'll have to wait and see, but let's see these guys come down pit road here. Briar's actually going to stay out here unless he wants to pit next time around, but while these guys come down pit road, we're going to go away just one more time and then take it to the checkered flag since we have a chance. Going to regroup over here and kind of strategize on what's going to happen towards the end here, as we're most likely going to be getting going with 20 laps to go. Don't go away. We'll be right back. One to go here at the Darlington Raceway. Going to be going back to green on with 20 laps to go here for the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. Darlington 200 tonight. It's been a heck of a show between the 18 and the 66 here tonight. Briar actually came down pit road, as you saw, under the brake, and will line up fourth on this restart. The 17 taking the wave around was the cause of that last caution, but we'll have no fresh tires here, so he will be back on the lead lap. So it's going to be fairly interesting here. 66 with the preferred lane, obviously, taking the outside as he has all night there. And as we fix our cameras one more time, it leaves the field in the hands of the 66 of Chester Gibson here. As the green flag is out, 20 laps to go. Who wins it at the Lady in Black? Chester Gibson takes off pretty well. Here comes the 18, Briar LaPrade here to the outside of the 01, Nate Lackamy, looking like he's going to have the best line entering 3 here. Out of turn 4. Side by side still with the 01. Now it's the 8, Gunther Dadson, going to be able to pull it out for the 3rd position. The 01 and 8 make a little bit of contact there. But with 19 laps to go, Briar LaPrade to 2nd and closing the gap on the 66 of Chester Gibson. We're right on board the 18 here. Gap on your screen to the back bumper of the 66. We'll stay in line entering 1 here. And now we'll ride on board here. You can see the 8 Gunther Dadson in the mix as well. Someone in the wall back there, the 01 Nate Lackamy around, and the caution is out again. So re-rack this whole field. And going to be getting another restart here. I imagine either hit the wall in 2 or just got loose exiting 2. We'll go a little bit farther back to check out what happened. Might have had a little bit of help as well. We'll just have to wait and see. Happened on the back straightaway there, so looking like either got loose or hit the wall. Oh, wow. Got loose, really entering 2, and unfortunately into the wall. Doesn't look like too heavy damage for that 01, but the 18 going to actually come down pit road here, as well as the 8 Gunther Dadson. I imagine we'll see the 01 Nate Lackamy down as well. Yep, 17 Trevor Elam as well, so that's going to be a good break for the 17. So not too many laps on the tires for this 66, so don't think this will be too big of an advantage here. But we'll try this again. Again, don't pay any attention to Chester Gibson up there. He did not come down pit road, so going to be a battle for 2nd on track, really. 18 Briar LaPrade going to beat him off. And there you go. Oh, I'm glad it actually worked this time, but obviously still some work to do here, but I don't think if you're Chester Gibson, you're worrying too much here. But you know what? Let's see if we can dial up the 18 Briar LaPrade here. Briar, you got a quick second to chat?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Fresh tires here. It's looking like a restart possibly with 14 laps to go here. What do you got for the 66? Because he looked like he had a good run earlier, but now it's looking like you can run right up there with him.
Yeah, talking to my teammates, I'd feel bad for Chester. I know he's trying to get a win here, but we're also trying to help our teammate Trevor. In the 17, he's in 4th place. That's our game plan at the moment. We're still discussing stuff, but we faked him out because I knew if we stayed up on track and he was down on the inside wall, we could fake him out, and that's how it went. So we'll see what happens here.
And those fresh tires are only going to be about 3 laps of an advantage. With how this track is feeling tonight, do you think that'll be much of an advantage?
I don't know. That's a good question. Looks like we're gonna have to figure out how that's gonna work.
Absolutely. Well, that car is very stout tonight. Possibly see it in victory lane and get your 2nd win in a row here, but we'll have to wait and see. We wish you the best of luck here.
Alrighty, thank you. Have fun, guys.
Oh, we will, and I'm sure these guys on track will as well. Again, that 66, if you're not aware of the point situation here, There's the grid there. Chester Gibson still looking for that first win. Has a 14-point advantage over the 23 of Casey Shue as of last week's race at Auto Club. So, if the 66 wins tonight, that all but locks up his run at a championship here. As when the checkered flag sets here, it'll be 2 races until the end of the regular season. But we could have a surprise winner here. As we'll change, or I'll fix our cameras one more time there. But getting the green flag, 13 laps to go. 17, Trevor Elam, questionable caution there that last time, or about 2 cautions ago there. But back on the lead lap there in the 4th position. Gunther Dadson in the 3rd position. Could try and shake things up here. Nate Lackamy and Casey Shue also on the lead lap here. Green flag back out with 13 laps to go. Who's going to win it at Darlington? A good start there by the 66. Looking like Nate tried to make it 3 wide, entering 1. Knew that wasn't going to work. Briar LaPrade out to the 2nd position. The 23 into the wall there. And Trevor Elam is virtually gone now. Thinking he might have some issues here, internet-wise. That's probably going to take him out of the running for tonight's win. 8, Gunther Dadson still in the 3rd position there. 01, Nate Lackamy tried to take it away from him. And Trevor is, believe he might be gone from the session, so that'll leave 5 cars left on the lead lap. That 5, or the 23 of Casey Shue back there, going to be the last one on the lead lap here. Coming around to take 11 laps to go. The 8 of Gunther Dadson goes almost around into the wall. And looking like some help from the 01 of Nate Lackamy there. Down the back straightaway, there you go. The 8, Gunther Dadson, really tried to put the block on the 01 of Nate Lackamy there. Nate slides up just a little bit. And unfortunately for the 8 of Gunther Dadson, a lot of damage to that 8 machine. Into the wall again. I think he might just be trying to get another caution out here. The 01, Nate Lackamy, back to the 4th position. The 23, Casey Shue, able to get that position. In the 3rd position. And the 18, Briar LaPrade, all over the back bumper of the 66. The gap there on your screen. The 8, Gunther Dadson, going to bring it to pit road now. Obviously looking like some suspension damage for the 8 there. A tough break, was running 3rd. And could have possibly had a shot to win. I don't think he's going to be too happy about tonight's result. The 18 tried getting down to the bottom there. 66 shuts the door. Out of 3 and 4. 66 still with the advantage. As we'll ride on board with the 18 here. 8 laps to go. Still anyone's race here. To the inside goes the 18, Briar LaPrade, a little bit loose there. His caution is out again. The 01 and the 23 go around. And it's not over yet, folks. Have to see what happened here. Oh, the 23 gets a little bit loose there and unfortunately just collects the 01. Tough break as the 01 Nate Lackamy involved in another one here. And what a shame it is for the 23 Casey Shue, was running 3rd. Looking like he was able to, or might, should the 18 was able to get by the 66, might be able to close up a bit of points to the 66. But unfortunately, some heavy damage to that 23. And now the leader is going to come down pit road again. Both from down this time. And looking like this 18 might have had a bit more speed than the 66 that run, but now they're going to be on equal tires here. And it's looking like it might be a restart. 4 to 3 laps to go here. Who gets off first there? You can see the times to the right, or to the left. The 18 takes 2 tires, so he will get off first. Interesting call by the 18, Brian LaPrade. They ran much more laps that time, so we'll have to see if that pays off. But an interesting strategy call for the 18 of Brian LaPrade here. That last run, they only ran about 3 laps, so not much of an advantage for the 18 to come down this time, but if they ran a considerable more laps that time around. But we'll have to see if 2 tires is able to pay off for the 18 here. The 66 been so strong here tonight. 99 laps led here. Was closing in on 100 still with that shot if he's able to get around the 18 here. Brian LaPrade, 17 laps led tonight, so no contest. 66, Chester Gibson will come home with the most laps led here tonight. And will most likely actually extend the points to the 23 of Casey Shue in this championship battle. 2 races to go here to the end of the regular season. Nate Lackamy a lap down there. Chester Gibson able to stay on the lead lap. Gunther Datsun unfortunately 4 laps down. And somehow Jonathan Wallace going to get back on the lead lap here in 3rd. So if we get 1 to go this time, we'll be going back to green with 3 laps to go. If it's 2 to go this time, it'll be a green, a white checker here. I imagine we'll get 1 to go this time around, however, as Brian LaPrade gets to the outside. The preferred line all night for the leader on the restart. Yep, 1 lap to go here. Or 1 lap to green here. So it'll be a 3-lap shootout. Should we get another caution, this race will be over. Who's ever out in front will take home the victory tonight. Will it be the 18 of Brian LaPrade getting his 2nd win in a row? Or will it be the 66 of Chester Gibson getting his 1st win of the season? It's been ever so close these past couple races for Chester. And it's just looking to close out the deal here. That car, the 66 Tide Machine, been so stout tonight. But the 18 and that Elliott Sadler throwback of a throwback looking to get the victory here tonight. Don't forget about Jonathan Wall back there. He might still be in contention to get this win should something crazy happen here. But the pace car going to pull off, and it leaves the field in the hands of Brian LaPrade here. 2 tires on that 18, 4 tires on the 66, and everyone behind him. Green flag back out. Who wins it? 3 laps to go. Advantage 66 as we get into 1 here. 66 takes the lead. Crosses under does the 18 of Brian LaPrade. To the back bumper and looking to put the nose underneath. So not a good restart by that 18 of Brian LaPrade. Here comes the 04 of Jonathan Wall trying to get the 2nd position from the 18. So 2 tires, obviously a disadvantage here as we take 2 laps to go. We look from the air here at this battle for the lead. Here comes the 18 trying to make another run at it. We'll put the nose inside here. The 66 been ever so good here on the outside. Puts the power down, gets into the 18 a little bit. White flags out, the 18 into the wall. Very unfortunate. Here comes the 04 of Jonathan Wall. We'll get into the 18 just a little bit. Briar LaPrade goes back into the wall. And there goes the 04 Jonathan Wall. Almost goes around. But entering 3 out of 4. The drought will end tonight. The 66 of Chester Gibson will finally go to Victor Lane here at Darlington. And will do it in dominating fashion. 102 laps led here tonight. And will finally punch his ticket into the chase. And no more bubble spots. This chase field is set tonight. 18 Briar LaPrade gives him a little bit of a nudge there. The 8 Gunther Dadston, a little bit of a bump as well to congratulate the driver of that 66. That old Tide machine ever so dominant tonight, as I mentioned earlier. Led all but 48 laps here tonight. Nate Lackamy, Trevor Elam, and Thomas Bresci lead those other ones. And Briar LaPrade as well. I almost forgot about him, but the 66 will burn it down here. And while he does that, we're going to get everyone situated here for post-race interviews. So don't miss that. We'll take you through everybody finish and talk to the winner and more here. Don't go away. We'll be back for more at Darlington. And we welcome you back to Darlington. Just finishing up events here from the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. Some news to fill you in on. Thought that caution by the 17, Trevor Elam, looked a little bit fishy. All admins came together, and the 17 has actually been disqualified. So when we saw him leave the track, thought it was some internet issues. Actually, they disqualified him from the race. So interesting on that. And also looking at the championship standings here, basically finalized here. You can see the Chester Gibson, just imagine that name is yellow, and still a chance for the 23 Casey Shue to get in here should he win, actually, based on points. Can steal that spot away from Gunther Dadston. But overall, this field basically locked up here tonight. And 66 finally gets to victory lane here tonight. So we'll leave the camera on this feud for the rest of the night just to close it out. But to take you through where everybody finished here, Chester Gibson finally gets the long-awaited win here. Briar LaPrade second, Jonathan Wall third, Casey Shue fourth, Nate Lackamy fifth, Gunther Dadston sixth, Trevor Elam seventh, Richard Lafferty eighth, Thomas Bressie ninth, and Jonathan Christopher comes home 10th. Michael Skinner 11th, Tyler Hensley 12th, Cody Tabor 13th, and Johnny Thomas 14th. So now we'll bring in the winner here, Chester Gibson. Chester, you got us?
I got you.
All right. Well, finally, man, you get win number 1. What does this mean to you here for getting your first win of 2016 and finally punching your spot into the chase here?
It's a big deal for me. I'm really happy right now. I know it's just like almost like a game, I guess, but I mean, we do it a lot, and I guess we care about it. It's almost like a hobby. I wanted to win really bad, especially here. Darlington is one of my favorite tracks, and then this week with all the throwbacks, I thought it'd be really cool. So I did practice this week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy.
Well, for good reason. Again, locked into the chase officially, and obviously this probably doesn't mean you're going to haul back for the rest or for these 2 races before we end the regular season.
No, I'm just happy that I know it probably would have been nicer to have got a win earlier and then just been able to not worry about that and just have fun, which is pretty much what I do anyway. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't thinking about getting into that chase. And now these last 2 races, I can just kind of have fun. I'm still going to go hard and take risks and stuff like that, but it's nice not having that pressure for the last 2 races.
And just one final question here. Seeing you in the old Tide machine here, any specific reasoning for that car tonight, or just like the sponsor or like the look of the scheme?
Yeah, there's a big reason for that, actually. In 2003, when Ricky Craven beat Kurt Busch here at Darlington, that was one of my favorite and most exciting finishes, and that's one that I show to a lot of non-NASCAR fans to, I guess, try to show them how cool it can be at the end there. So that's why I picked that. But ultimately, I'm still really happy. I'm really happy that I was racing hard with Briar there, and he raced me very clean. Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations again, officially in the chase here. So, congratulations on win number 1, and go celebrate, man.
Thank you very much, I shall.
All right, so that was the 66 of Chester Gibson there. Now we'll bring in our second place finish here, Briar LaPrade. Briar, you got us?
Yeah, you got me?
Yes, sir. Seemed ever so close there. Saw you take 2 tires on that final pit stop there, and looking like just a little bit of contact between you and Chester kind of sent that car a little bit loose and then into the wall. But overall, a very strong race for you tonight.
Yeah, a really strong car, especially on the long runs, catching Chester there. Had fun battling him tonight. I think he deserved the win. He's been clean and fast all year. He definitely deserves this win. He should have a lot more on the year, I think. But yeah, just taking 2 tires there. I thought the Chester, how his chase was going to be. I thought taking 2 tires to match him would be good, because I think how he passed me there on the restart on the bottom, that's what I was planning on going through my mind. I thought that's how it was going to go for me. But that contact, I don't know what happened. I think I just got under him and just cut my nose off, but that's fine. He deserves it. I got second place. I have 2 wins. I'm good. So I got a lot of momentum heading into the chase here. 4th, 1st, and 2nd the last 3 races.
Absolutely, and just looking back at the beginning of that race, just seemed like that 66 was so strong, And I saw you working your way through the field. Was it just that 66 being so strong that kind of kept you so far back the beginning portion, or was it just car came to you later in the race?
Well, I knew Darlington was going to be a really good wear on tires, so I just laid off at the beginning of the race, see how tires were going to be, especially with Nate and Chester. I thought they were going to battle, have their tires go out early, but it actually later I started running them down. But overall, it was a fun race. I enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And as you said, a lot of momentum here heading into the two final races of the regular season, and no pressure. I'm sure that's a great feeling. So congratulations on second here tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Alrighty, thank you guys. Congrats, Chester. You deserve it, man.
So Jonathan Mull is not able to join us here, but we'll bring in our fourth place finisher, Casey Shue. Casey, you got us?
Yeah.
It just seemed like a bit of a struggle for you tonight in that 23 Baby Ruth machine. Seemed like I had what looked like a pretty good ending there until some contact with there. Actually, no, not contact, but a little bit loose there at the end. Just kind of walk us through your race there.
Yeah, it was a pretty good struggle the whole race. I wasn't where I thought I was at the beginning of the week, and actually coming off turn 4 before I spun, me and Nate kind of got into each other a little bit, and I think that's what kind of caused that in turn 2. But in the end, that's racing, and I just wanted to say good job to Chester. I know it sucks on my part since that makes me a must win the next 2 weeks, but he did a perfect race, so I just wanted to congratulate him.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say. You're not exactly out of it, just a must-win situation, and you can potentially knock Gunther out of this. What's the attitude these next 2 weeks heading into the postseason?
Kevin Harvick's tweet.
All right. Simple and sweet there. Congratulations on fourth. I'm sure you'd want higher than that, but we look forward to seeing what you can do these next 2 weeks, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll get mine. Thanks.
All right, so that's going to wrap up our events tonight. We'll send you back to 2016 now, and next time we see you, it'll be the Hardline Truck Series, painted by Overdrive Graphics. And yeah, so tonight, pretty good racing we saw towards the ending there. Seemed like Chester Gibson was going to pull away at the beginning, and finally get to see him in victory lane and punched into the chase. So I'm Justin Kolb. I thank you for watching tonight, and we'll see you Wednesday for truck racing.